Hello. If you'd like to know what it would be like to live with actual thought police running around, then look no farther than Jehovah's Witnesses. This is a video about our experience at the Jehovah's Witness Convention for 2023. And we went on the 16th, 17th, and 18th, and we documented how the attendants, the elders, ministerial servants, and other young men that they recruited actually acted like thought police at the convention. We call them the JW Thought Control Patrol. Our purpose in going to the convention, even though we've been kicked out for so-called apostasy after reading the Bible carefully, was because we wanted to share the gospel with the Jehovah's Witnesses, all of our old friends, and also people we don't know. And we also wanted to document this just to show people, outsiders, and even Jehovah's Witnesses that might go online and see this, just how they react to anyone talking about the gospel or Jesus, because they go preaching, but they really don't want to see anyone else preach. One of the first things we noticed when we got there was just how many people were there. We didn't expect there to be that many attending the convention. There was over 3,000 people. And one of the first things that happened when we got there was that we were immediately followed. Now, we were dressed nicely to blend in, and we didn't actually recognize most of the attendants when we first got there. But maybe someone did recognize us and told them, I'm not sure. But as we walked around, we were not being disruptive. We had our 3 children with us who were also dressed nicely. We were friendly, and we were speaking with a lot of old friends that we hadn't seen in a long time that probably didn't know that we were no longer Jehovah's Witnesses. And we were also talking with people we'd never met before, just introducing ourselves and having nice conversations. But the attendants with orange lanyards were following us around anyways. The convention center is actually a building that is open to the public, so there are washrooms in there that are public access. And we called ahead just to confirm that we were going to be allowed into the washrooms and walk around, even if the people in the building, the Jehovah's Witnesses, didn't like us. And yes, we were allowed to be in there because it is a public building, and we were allowed to use the washrooms, we were allowed to walk around, as long as we weren't being disruptive or bothering anyone. Even though we were allowed in the building, we mostly stuck to the outside areas and just talk to people in the park at lunchtime, because we thought that was the most, just the easiest way to actually go about doing this. But after every conversation we would have with people, friendly conversations, we noticed that a little swarm of the Thought Control Patrol would show up and surround the person, and we're assuming just tell them not to listen to whatever we said. Sometimes the Thought Control Patrol would actually interrupt our conversation and just say, don't say anything, don't talk to them. Just put their hand right in the middle of your face. We were followed everywhere we went, even outside the building. So even though we were walking around public park area, they were following us at a distance, following us close behind. They just had a lot of people following us. We walked quite far away from the building to a nearby park, and they followed us all the way there. And then they stood and watched while I sat on a bench and my children played at the park. That's yeah. Now, when we walked in the building, if we walked around the building area, we would end up being followed by up to 5 or 6 at a time. And they stayed pretty close behind you as well. At one point, they even freaked out another woman who was actually a Jehovah's Witness, because I was talking with her and she was having a nice friendly conversation with me. And she started to notice that there was about 5 attendants, thought control people, just kind of standing around us. And then while we were in the middle of our conversation, one of them shoved his arm kind of in between us and just said, don't talk to her. don't take anything out of your purse, because I had moved my purse on my arm. I don't know what he was really referring to. But this ended up really freaking out the woman I was standing with, and she actually called her husband over to get him to talk to these men because she said they were being very weird. Occasion on the Friday as well, I was told that if I needed to go to the bathroom, I would be followed there as well. I would have to be escorted to the bathroom. And when I went to the mother's room with my toddler, they actually stood outside the mother's room and waited for me. One point on the Friday, I actually turned to a group of men that was following just me and my daughter, and I told them that they were making my daughter a bit uncomfortable, and I did get a bit of a video of that. You can see that more men actually group around me. You can see how many there actually are by when I turn around. You can see all of the badges and suits.
You want to walk, keep walking. If you want to stay, no problem, stay, baby.
So we're all friends here.
Great. We'll have to, yeah.
Well, no, you.
You're gonna fall. Well, following you, not your daughter. We'll have to. Again, do whatever you have to do, but we'll have to stay with you. That's how you. Sorry? No, I'm not.
These men also tried to use manipulation tactics. At one point outside in the park, while I was having a friendly discussion with one man and his daughter, we were interrupted by 5 attendants, and they got the man to basically pack up and leave with his daughter. And then one of the attendants, who I've known since I was a child, tried to use the death of my grandmother as some sort of tactic to get me to, I think, basically break down or cry and just leave.
Yeah, it says the great crowd doesn't happen there, so. But just.
You enjoy these things.
Yeah, I do.
These things of God. That's very nice.
I like the Bible. So, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know how the other people without the new covenant, they get forgiveness, you know. And if Romans 8:9, I think it says, like, if you don't have the Spirit in you, you don't belong to Christ.
Okay.
Romans 8:9.
Right.
So. Yeah, they don't like me talking to anyone. It's like censors or something. I don't know why you guys have that. It's like mind control or something. Oh, hi Joe, how's it going? Or you're not Joe, you're Frank.
Yeah, where's your mom?
Oh, she's not here.
Oh, someone said she was here.
No, she's not. Who told you
I
that?
wanted to see her.
Oh, why? What do you want to do to her?
Years.
You wanted to follow her too?
No.
Aw, come on. Don't you think it's weird to follow a lady around?
You know, I was thinking,
Yeah.
How did your grandmother Marion feel about all those things? Have you ever thought about that?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because you know she was devout, right?
Yeah, she was devout.
I'm not telling you to become a witness. I know you're not becoming a witness, but
Oh, okay.
I said to myself, I wonder how her grandmother would feel about it. She loves the truth, you know that.
Yeah, I mean, she loved an organization. I believe Jesus is the truth.
Okay.
But, you know,
not going to get into it with you. We're not
Well,
going
you started talking to me.
I know, but I'm just
Oh,
asking about
but you were asking me a question. I gave you my answer.
Okay.
Okay. Are you angry? You didn't like my answers?
It's not that.
Oh.
I thought maybe.
Yeah, I love my grandmother. Of course, but I have to think about Jesus first.
Right.
He said pick up your tree, right? Pick up your stake. So, is that making you upset or something?
No, I think about your grandmother because I was very close to her on Borswick.
Is this
I think if she was alive today, which...
Is this a guilt trip then, or?
No, I just wonder if you think about it.
If I think about her, of course, she was my grandmother.
Do you ever think of what you're doing now and how it might have...
Yeah, I would have wanted to share Jesus with her. You don't like that? How come, like, when I say the name Jesus, it, like, makes people go,
It's not that.
I
thought maybe conscience-wise you might even think on that end with your mother.
Conscience-wise?
Yeah. Your grandmother, like...
Well, my conscience can't be, like, directed to people or a person. My conscience has to be towards God.
Okay.
Right? Would you agree with that?
You should talk to your mom about that, too.
Yeah, she knows Jesus, too.
Because you guys I thought you were close to your grandmother, especially Mary, right?
My main goal in life is to be close to God.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And so
my grandmother has died.
She was close to Jehovah, too.
Well, she was close to an organization. I would agree. Yeah.
Anyway.
But are you guys going to keep following me? Because, like, I would love to meet...
I was coming this way.
Oh, all of you are coming this way? I'm Jana. I don't know if I know you.
It's okay, Jana.
Well, if you're going to follow me, I was going to introduce myself. You are... You don't introduce yourself? You just follow ladies, but you don't introduce yourself?
No, we are protecting the friends of the car at the convention. So.
Protecting them?
Yep.
From what? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably some hiding in the bushes. So there's 5 of you here.
None of us are hiding.
5 of you here protecting them from what? Talking to people about the Bible? What are you protecting them from?
You know.
Was I at all rude to them? Okay, so that seems like a lot of people to try and protect people from discussing the Bible. I thought that the Jehovah's Witnesses, they wanted to talk about the Bible. Is that not true? I'm Jana. I'm
sure you are.
What's your name?
I'm Jim.
Nice to meet you, Jim.
Pleasure.
Do you shake hands?
Not really, no.
You don't shake hands?
Since COVID, it's been kind of...
Fist bump. Well, thank you. You're a polite gentleman. And are you a gentleman as well?
No.
Oh, okay. And your badge says what?
Doesn't concern you?
Well, if you're going to follow me, I like to know who I'm being followed by. Okay, I'll walk this way and see if you follow me. Are you going to be telling the truth or are you going to be lying?
That's your concern.
Okay. So, I think this shows the level of thought control going on here, but, okay. Hi, how are you today? These men are following me. It's very creepy. Hi, I'm Jana. Cameron?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. If you're going to follow me, I thought I'd introduce myself to you.
Oh, nice to meet you.
You too.
How's your weekend going?
You know what? It's very nice. I'm only here to talk to people and ask questions about the Bible.
Sure.
I thought Jehovah's Witnesses like that. They do?
Yeah.
Why do they send men out to follow people talking about it then?
I don't know. I don't think we do that. Doesn't sound...
Those people are following me, and I think you've been told to follow me as well.
So, no, we're just protecting the crowds from...
So, what are you protecting them from?
Just we're not sure what you and your motives are. People you're with are.
What if people applied that to you guys when you went out in service, and people followed you around and said, it would be okay with you if I followed you in my car or something?
Sure.
You wouldn't consider that harassment?
Public property, no.
You can't follow people on public property. It's called stalking.
Oh.
Do you want me to show you the law on my phone? I have a picture of it. It's following people who don't want to be followed. Telling them that they're going to follow. I had someone tell me that they were going to follow me no matter what. Someone even said they were going to follow me to the bathroom.
Oh, you went to that? But
sounds like a fake apology.
No, I'm sincere. I'm sorry for... I don't know you. I don't know the situation.
Yeah, so why would you judge me like that?
Oh,
I thought that this organization is supposed to be identified by love, so I'd appreciate to be shown that kind of love.
Again, just to reiterate, we have many of the conversations recorded. Some of them we didn't get very good recording of or any at all because the building is echoey, so we had a problem with that. And then some of the time we just didn't have our phones on us or our phones died. But you can see from the conversations we do have recorded that they're all consensual. If someone didn't like us, we didn't follow them around harassing them. We didn't yell. We didn't act crazy. Many people asked me and my husband questions, and one gentleman even asked if I would like to sit down next to him when we spoke. We were not making a big scene. And I mean, we had our kids with us most of the time. We're simply walking outside to and from the park around the area to chat with the JWs as they walked around. So the only scenes that were made were by the actual attendants following us around. And the attendants actually at one point told, there was about 3 or 4 of them following me upstairs, and they actually told me I was harassing them when I tried to introduce myself to them and ask them some questions. I just said, "Hi, I'm Jana, like, how's your day going?" And they said I was harassing them while they were following me. So it's just really funny. Here I tried to get a video of 3 men following me and my kids. I tried to block out my kids' faces as well as I could, although I'm not very good at that. I'm not a professional editor here, guys. You can see them following us. They have orange lanyards and there's 3 of them. After the Friday, we did try to be even more friendly with the people following us just because we thought it will just be extra kind. So I tried to introduce myself to them and just try to start little conversations in a really gentle way. And I did actually have a fantastic conversation with 2 attendants. I didn't really get any of that recorded, but I will do a brief video on it because it was just a really great experience. I did try to introduce myself at least, even if they weren't going to really converse. I did find that the younger men they would become very embarrassed of what they were doing, but the older men didn't seem to care at all. Honestly, I think they should be really ashamed of their behavior, but they didn't act ashamed. Ultimately, while I was walking along one sidewalk by myself, they told me that my invitation for this public event was revoked.
I'm Jana.
Hi, Janet.
Jenna.
Your invitation
Hi, Jer.
is revoked.
I wasn't looking for an invitation. Because Jesus said to go out and preach the gospel, and Paul went to the synagogue, and they hated him, but he didn't ask for an invitation.
I ended up talking with this attendant for a little while, though, and he did soften up. But I did have to use the restroom just a little while after that, and I wanted to see if these men would respect the public access bylaw. I was pretty sure that they would just prove that Jehovah's Witnesses are very willing to break laws for so-called theocratic warfare if they don't like someone else's beliefs. And that's what they proved. Although the one attendant that I talked to and had softened a little, he did end up standing up for me and uphold the bylaw and let me in to use the washroom and moved the other attendants aside. So he actually won my respect there. I don't know if he got reprimanded after. I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them? I'm going to the bathroom, gentlemen. Surely you're not gonna.
You're not welcome inside in the complex.
I already talked to.
You're not welcome.
He said I could use the bathroom.
Gary, the implied invitation for the building.
I'll be using the bathroom, gentlemen. Excuse me. I must use the bathroom for ladies' purposes. Thank you, Gary. Gary's a gentleman, and you guys should all learn from him. That's very disrespectful. Thank you, Gary. Don't let other people think for you.
Whether you're in?
I'm using the bathroom. What was your name?
Sorry. None of your business over there.
Wow, are you embarrassed of yourself or something? I
You
know,
know
but
that already.
this
Use
part
the bathroom.
is this public.
You
This
can
is,
use the bathroom, leave.
excuse me, this part is public
No.
space. I've already
We
talked.
rented it.
Yeah, I already talked to her, the person who
rented
rented
it.
it from. She said I'm allowed to be on this orange brick. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I can sit.
You'll exit.
That's not what she said.
Well, we'll get to help.
Are you gonna follow me into the bathroom, sir?
So once I was in the building, I was in line for the bathroom, and they actually tried to get the line interrupted and stopped so that I could go to the front of the long line to use the washroom before everyone else so they could get me out of the building faster. They didn't want me to talk to anyone while in the washroom. So I refused to do that, and I have the audio of that as well. And I took a picture with my entourage before entering the washroom.
I'm not cutting the line.
Go ahead.
I'm not cutting the line. That's really rude.
They actually sent a woman into the bathroom to spy on me. Yeah. Once I came out of the bathroom, I noticed that the whole area had pretty much been cleared, and most of the people in the hallway were just attendants. They had cleared out everywhere, and the whole hallway was just lined with the orange tagged attendants, and I did get a video of that.
Thanks.
Sure. You need a lot of people to stop one person from talking about Jesus. Did you know Paul was kicked out of the synagogue? They said, stop talking about this Jesus. You guys don't. That's the man that said he'd follow me to the bathroom even. He said, we will follow you. It's considered harassment. Well, you didn't really participate in that.
Thanks for cooperating. Appreciate that.
I asked these men how their consciences felt just after I turned off the camera, but they just closed the door in my face. I did ask one of the younger men who had been following me previously how his conscience felt, and he said that it didn't bother him at all, but his face appeared to speak the opposite because he looked kind of upset. I think that these older men that really have calloused consciences are really influencing these younger men to go against their consciences, and I just think it's really sad. Later on that day, on the Sunday, when Curtis walked by on his own just down the sidewalk, he chatted with people, but he kept consistently being interrupted by attendants, and finally he wanted them to confirm out loud to him that they would not allow public access to him either, and that's here. And just so you can hear for yourselves, this woman that Curtis was talking to in the park actually offered to study with him or have her son study with him. It was that friendly.
Visiting for a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you're part of our territory.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we go up to Morrisburg, Winchester. I think we go as far as Chrysler.
Oh, wow.
West, east, I'm not sure. We just changed our boundaries. But,
Okay.
you know, if I could take your name and address, or just your phone number, my son could call you.
Oh,
He's
that would be fine.
He's about your age.
I was speaking to a lady, and she said I should come talk to you guys. Speaking to a lady, she said I should come talk to you guys. Is that welcome?
I don't understand you.
I was speaking to a woman over on the path.
Yes?
Over there.
No,
And
you're
she
not
said
welcome.
that if I had some questions, I could talk to you.
It's a rental facility, right? It's an ask. You've been told that your invitation has been revoked. That is all.
I did speak with the Cornwall Police Department. I've also spoken to the
It's
person.
fine, you can speak as you like, but you're not welcome in the building. It's
I'm
still
allowed
on
to use the public facilities, aren't I?
No, these are not public facilities. Public facilities will be outside.
Like the washroom.
We're granted the facility.
Okay. So the Cornwall Police Department said that you don't have that authority.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Pick it up with them.
So you're gonna conflict with municipal bylaw?
Okay, let's go get it.
Okay. All right. What was your name? All right. Well, you take care. Bye, Kent Raymond. Is it normal to be followed?
Yeah, so you can't be in here, okay? I've already, your invitation's revoked, you can't be here.
Well, I'm not going in the building.
Doesn't matter here, if it's still, you're in here.
Lynn Hess, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Lynn.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be allowed to use the washroom in the tiled area?
No, you can't use it.
No?
No. And I've talked to the management of the facility. I deal with them specifically.
Okay.
And they've told me too that if there's problems and you're in the park and you're causing problems, they will phone the police, not us.
What problem have I caused?
You're just being harassing the people you're talking. They don't want to talk to you. And I'm not discussing it. It's not a matter of discussion anymore.
So have I committed a legal violation?
Curtis, I'm not discussing with you anymore. I'm just going to phone the police. So I'm going to give you about 5 or 10 minutes to get out of here, and then I'm going to phone the police.
I'm not
discussing it, Curtis, with you. It's not a discussion anymore. This is how it's going to happen. You've got 10 minutes to be out here, and then I'm going to phone the chief of police, and he's going to come here.
Okay.
Okay?
So
and the management will back that up from here, from the facility. Okay?
And so
I'm not discussing it, Curtis. You got 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
10 minutes. And so I can't use the public area outside now?
I would like you off the property.
Okay. So I'm refused access to public property.
That's right.
All right. Thank you, Lynn Hess. Kent Raymond.
What I find a little bit bizarre about this conversation is that the man who was telling Curtis to leave kept saying, "You can't be in here," but they were standing outside in the public park area. So I'm not really sure why he kept saying that. All in all, their accusations against us were that we were harassing people and that people really didn't want to talk to us and were trying to get away from us, when really our audio and our recordings can prove the opposite, in that all of the conversations we had were mutual. No one was saying get away from us. People were friendly. We had some really nice conversations. And if someone seemed to shut down the conversation, we just simply walked away. So we were not harassing anyone. You can listen to the full audio yourself because we will put them up on YouTube and you can decide for yourself. In conclusion, I guess if the theories that we might be headed to some sort of one world order with thought police and thought crimes, then I guess the Jehovah's Witnesses really won't have a problem with that because they might actually think it's paradise on earth. Thanks for watching.